All right, everyone settle down and shut up. A new campaign just released for After Ink Revival, and you all know what that means. It is time to resume our Mega Brutal Guide series. Now, the third campaign is called Shadows of the Past, and it picks up right where we left off in campaign number 2, and I mean that pretty literally. The last level in campaign 2 is in the town of Rebel Grave, and if we start up with campaign 3, it is also in Rebel Grave. So yeah, we're gonna have a different map, but overall it's supposed to be an established town ready to go. Now, if you have been playing with all the different side missions, right, the daily quests and stuff, you should have a pretty decent bonus going into this, so you're gonna have plenty of extra technology and society bonuses to make your life easier. On this account, I have not been doing that, so I'm going in without very many bonuses, and that is probably going to come back to bite me later, but for now, if I can make this work without them, then I have to imagine you'll be able to do the same. So this mission is called Cracked Earth. Repeated droughts bring an established settlement to its knees. Despite the lack of water, people hang on, hoping for another radio message. And here we have a modifier. This is a low water table. Water is harder to get than usual, wells are expensive, droughts are likely to happen. If you've been playing with those side missions I've been telling you about, you know what a drought is, you know how devastating they can be. But from a campaign perspective, this is going to be their introduction. And this is going to be a pretty tough campaign, I can just tell you that for right now. So as far as our starting leaders, not the Cub Scout. Hermit probably won't work since we already are a bit established, so I think this could work against us. The Soldier's gonna be the best choice, and there are plenty of zombies to fight, so it makes sense. Notice, by the way, we chose a leader, and we get no preparation bonuses right now. None at all. So that's going to come back to bite me as well. I got kind of spoiled having all these extra stamina saving endeavors at the beginning of the game. Not here, though. It's not going to be a thing. Welcome back to Rebel Grave. The drought struck us hard. Our community has become a ghost town, and manning the radio tower was the least of our concerns. But hopefully we have a chance to rebuild now. We need to restore hope and rebuild stockpiles. So we start with a good chunk of the map already settled with a lot of production. We have some wood, we have fuel, we have blah, blah, blah. This is great. However, it's not going to be enough because you can see here we just ended a drought right as the beginning of the game begins, and that is going to obliterate, and I do mean obliterate, your water production. So you need to be ready for that. We're going to get attacked up here very quickly, so I'm going to go ahead and take one fighter, place him here. We'll hold on to the other one for just a minute. Let's go ahead and look at what our situation is. So we do have some housing we need to repair, and I can worry about that eventually. We also have a bunch of bodies that need to get cremated, which will take up a lot of my fuel, and I do mean a lot of it. But we have some production already, so let's just go ahead and do that, because our first goal is to get 85% morale. Oh, crap, I actually completely forgot. The first thing I was supposed to do was show you guys what the map looks like and all of our objectives. Okay, hang on. Sorry, shame on me, I'm a bit out of practice. Alright, so this is what the overall map looks like, which is not that bad, you would think. There's lots of resources to go around. Your main threat are going to be the zombies on the west and the south, who will be spawning pretty frequently and attacking you. As far as our goals, the first thing to do is to maintain 85% morale, you already know that. Then we need to stockpile 12 water and then 10 food. Not too bad, as long as we can get that 85% morale, we should be able to do that. After that, we survive the drought. The first drought is going to hit us in about a year. It is going to be brutal. We just have to make our way through it. After that, then, we have to defend the broadcast tower, and this sounds pretty ominous because the enemy is going to literally launch waves of zombies after us. This is where it is extremely helpful to have a 7th population, so you can have a 3rd fighter, but we'll come back to that in a bit. Next, reach population 6, ideally already done because you want that 3rd fighter. Then finally claim the marked area, which is going to be in the bottom left corner of the map, and then prepare to evacuate, which is a special project. So yeah, this is going to be a little bit unpleasant. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at our resources here. I'm going to start by building up another well because I know I'm going to need it. I'm going to get myself another grain field for the food production, get ourselves a lumber yard, and then look at some of our services and think about what we need here. So if I'm playing as the soldier, I don't see the barracks here yet, but I imagine that's going to refresh in a bit. For now, I'm going to go ahead and queue up a small tavern. We're probably going to need to scavenge for some food and for some lumber early on. Come back to that in a little bit. Now, if you want to, you can explore here. There's likely going to be a sneak attack. Exploring this early does prevent that, makes it easy. But with 2 fighters, especially as a soldier, I'm not feeling too worried about it yet, so I'm going to focus on other things. We're not going to repair the housing yet. You would think that you want to do that. I'm not going to, though, because I know that having more population means more service demands. And more service demands means that it's going to be very, very difficult to keep our people happy before the impatience kicks in. So I'm going to wait until we get close to that 85% morale, then we're going to worry about stuff like that. We do have to get a barracks, unfortunately, as the soldier, so that's one thing working against us pretty nastily, because normally you wouldn't have to deal with that, and that is a drag on your morale. Let's get ourselves a makeshift kitchen. Yes, I know I don't have any lumber and stuff. We're working on it. We're working on it. We need to get ourselves the small town square as well. There's a lot of things you have to build. Like, focus on service buildings hard. You need to get to this 85% as fast as you can, and make sure you have at least enough water production. Then you'll be fine. I am shocked we have not been attacked yet. I've done like 5 test games. Every single time, we get attacked right here pretty much immediately, and that has not happened. Maybe that's because... you know what? I've always placed the fighter here. I bet you this triggers an attack or something. We will see. We will see. Let's go ahead and get some additional water production going on right now. We're going to need that. We could get another charcoal pit or something. We'll come back to that. We need lots of food. Winter is still a thing. Like, just because we have droughts does not mean that we don't have to worry about it. There we go. I knew we were going to get attacked. Okay, so that's actually what was going on. I was always placing a soldier here, and that was triggering an attack. If you don't want to get attacked, then fine. Ignore this for a little bit. Please stay up there. Oh my gosh. Please, 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 please. I'm going to build another barracks. I need to keep this morale up. It dropped down to 84%. No! If it drops down, we're going to lose all progress here, so that's going to slow me down dramatically. Let's send some fighters to deal with the wolves. The wild dogs are less likely to be a threat going forward. Come on, I need to get this back up there. I need to get this back up there so fast. What else can we be doing right now? We really need to get ourselves another lumberyard. I'll go ahead and scavenge some more wood, because if we don't have that, then we can't really do anything anyway. And that's actually coming back and kind of hurting my morale a little bit. That impatience is ticking down pretty aggressively, though, isn't it? Yep, we're in a lot of pain. We are in a lot of pain. Let's go ahead and start repairing both of the abandoned houses now, since we should be in good shape. I don't need to worry about getting the improved housing quite yet. I would like to get things like additional food production, since we know we're going to struggle come this next winter. But if we have to do a little bit of extra scavenging to get through that winter, that's fine. The thing that's going to sneak up on you is going to be the water production in a big, big way. So if you find yourself with any extra stamina sitting around, always be building up your water storage. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I promise you it's necessary. Now, the good news is we just chunked through several of these all at once, because I had plenty of water and I had plenty of food. So boom, boom, bada boom, we get through all that reputation. Now we got to think about how we're going to survive. So all we have to do is worry about the next drought. Knowing that's going to be a thing, we're going to build out another well, and we're going to build out another storage, and probably just keep doing things like that. And I know that seems weird. It's like, well, isn't winter kind of your immediate problem? Yeah, it is. It is the immediate problem. I'm just telling you, I know it's going to become a bigger problem. Scavenge bubbles could be useful to me right now. I think I'll just take the morale. The fighter strength actually would be very good, too. Anytime you can get fighter strength on this particular map, it's actually really good to get. But we'll worry about that later. Send a lot of fuel. I've actually got plenty of fuel. Like, that's not the issue. We'll explore these just so I don't have to worry about any sneak attacks, since we do see some zombies are on the way. Where are you going to go? You're going to go up over here? All right, that's fine. Getting some pops back, so we're going to start losing a little bit of our morale, but that's not a big deal. Get ourselves a basic bathhouse. I'm actually kind of nervous about the bathhouses. Anything that increases your water consumption on this map is going to be tough. Let's go ahead and queue up another shack, because I know that I'm going to want that next population. It is very, very helpful to have 7 population if you can. Not an absolute requirement, just very helpful. Let's go for another couple of medium storages for water. There's the drought on the way, as you can see. So it'll be here soon enough. Give it time and it will be here. What else we want to do? We could go for technology level 4. I'm going to go ahead and just go for things like makeshift kitchens. We need to get some more food production. When a drought hits, your water production is going to completely go away, and I believe your water consumption goes up. I could be wrong on that. Also, a lot of your food production goes away as well. So it's not going to be just water that we need to build up. It's going to be your food stores as well. But ideally, you've already been building up your food stores in preparation for things like winter. So that shouldn't be too hard to do, and you can scavenge for that. It seems like the extra consumption of water is what really, really screws you up. I'm going to go ahead and pick up this orchard over here and just start building up a little bit more here. I know it's a little late. We don't have a lot of time to get any value out of it, but at this point, I'm just sort of sitting on the stamina, and what I really care about right now is food anyway. So let's just go ahead and do that. We might be able to get a little more food before the next thing hits. One more storage for the well should be enough to last for a bit. I hope, anyway. And then anything else I've got is going to go toward either getting my next fighter once we get up to population 7, or we're going to start working on a bit of exploration. I think what I really want to get is some technology, because pretty soon, if we get to population 7, spending water here sucks, by the way, but we're going to need to have tech 4. For that, I need to have a lot of extra food. All right, let's just go ahead and get the next fighter queued up. Just start that process. We have to survive the drought. Now, notice that I am losing a lot of support right now, and my water consumption is completely negating everything I had in before. Like, I'm running out of water fast. I don't even know that I have enough to survive, and I built up how many storage containers? That's how bad this gets. Now, the good news is you can still scavenge, and we're going to try and offset a little damage. I'll scavenge a little bit of food as well. I may need to do another water scavenge. We will see. I think we have just about enough to survive with what I've got. Yeah, with a little bit of extra scavenging we're doing, I think we have just barely enough. All right, so this is looking good. If I can scavenge up enough food, though, I really do want that next level of tech. Very badly, I do want that next level of tech. I need to get some additional morale buildings, or people are going to continue being upset. So let's get a small town square and stuff like that. And then I'm going to save the rest of my stamina. Whoa, did you see how fast that zombie moved? I've noticed that in this campaign, the zombies can move extremely quickly, and I don't know why. Morale is now critical. We're trying not to lose a pop if we can. I don't know why it's so bad right now, but for some reason around this stage, you just have absolutely nothing. Now, it's because there's a complete lack of water, right? If you have negative water on this map, like, your morale just plummets, which is why I'm trying desperately, even with a little bit of extra scavenging, to get a little bit of extra, because I don't want to lose a pop right now. But I've already got the third fighter on the way, so I guess it wouldn't be the worst. By the way, quick interjection from after the recording session. I forgot to also show another pop-up, because apparently I'm really bad at that today, which showed we did find a radio signal. There's a research lab to the south working on a cure. That's the story that we're going with. I really should have shown that to you. I didn't. I'm a dingus. I'm so sorry. Anyway, let's get back to it. So once we complete all of this, here's your next stage. Defend the broadcast tower. Now, what's about to happen is the zombies are going to be throwing everything they've got at this one particular province. They're going to be coming at me really hard, which is where having this third fighter is going to make my life a lot easier. You want the reinforcements. Badly do you want the reinforcements, because it's going to be a lot, like so many. So if I can stop like these guys from joining, for example, by interrupting them with a fighter, that would have been great. I could do that here, but with the sneak attacks possible, I don't think that's great. So just go ahead and place you here. That should be enough reinforcements that we're going to be fine as is for now. I need to get 2 more wells, because apparently my production and consumption still is not looking good as the population grows. But as long as we have enough, we'll be fine. Throw away some food, fine, whatever, it doesn't matter too much. I just need to have enough food to get my next level of tech, which we can do now, so we will. Food is completely gone. Okay, that was a slight mistake, but we'll get back into the positive in a minute. Fighter out of food? Nah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. So the first time I tried doing this, I only had 2 fighters. You can survive, but you need to have an event that increases your fighter strength, and you need to get the next level of tech. Not an option. You have to do it. So that's where having just the third fighter is honestly the faster and easier solution. You still build up more stamina. Yeah, your requirements go up, but the third fighter makes the fight basically trivial, at least for this stage of the game. So just 15 more days, and we'll have this down. So we're going for the herb garden so I can start producing some medicine. I want to get a healing hut, and I want to get a makeshift carpenter going, just because I need to get that morale back up and running. Plus, the extra healing could be useful later on. There we go. A fire got put out. We just used up all of our water automatically. I must have a fire station built here that I didn't authorize. Must have that. Next, we need to claim a mountain. I didn't read that event. I am so sorry. I should have done that. What basically is happening is they're saying in order to solve our water problems, there should be a bore into the mountain. If we can bore into the mountain and find a water supply, that will take care of the issue. One thing you can do, since you should have lots of stamina production at this point, is just start gradually exploring across the map. And with 3 fighters, it's not that hard to get over here and clear this area out. Now, we have plenty of food and plenty of firewood production, so I'm not really worried about winter. It's only the next drought that I'm worried about, and for that, I honestly need to build like 3 or 4 more storages, minimum. Like, that may even be not enough. I'm not even kidding. When I say that droughts are rough in this, I am not kidding. And this is just a foreshadowing of what's going to come in the rest of this campaign. This is going to dog you pretty much forever. It's as bad, if not worse, than winter in so many ways. The only good news is, in both cases, you need strong food production. So there's a little overlap, but not a lot of overlap. Let's go ahead and clear out this nest of zombies down here while we continue with our exploration. I just don't want to have to worry about these guys coming back. The flanking attack makes this practically trivial. It's one of the great things about playing as the soldier. We do like that. Can send some help over here. That's not a big deal. I'm going to explore all the area around the mountain, and then all we really have to do is claim the region. The drought is approaching very fast, though, so let's think about that. 84 water storage. It might be enough. It probably isn't, but it might be enough. Let's go ahead and clear this area out. I do need to claim this region, start working toward the mountain, so we're going to save our stamina for the purposes of claiming, even though I know for a fact it's going to come to naught because you've already seen the next objectives that are coming up, and you know that we're going to have to start evacuating the region in just a little bit. So let's go ahead and pop this button. Retreat everyone back home, doesn't matter anymore. And all we need to do now is stack up stamina hard. Stack up all the stamina that you can and other resources. So, basically what we found is that the mountain is completely dry. There is no water source, no water at all. The droughts continue to get worse and worse, and we have nothing to survive. Rebel Grave is dead, all right? It is a dead city. It's going to continue to get worse and rot. We need to get out of here. So now we have the special project. We need to send some scouts looking for a path ahead to find a new way to get our people out of here. Then we need to stockpile some supplies, and this is going to start costing you quite a lot because it's not just going to be taking up your stamina. It's going to start taking up your food. It's going to start taking up your water at a time when you are kind of trying to survive a dang drought, which is where having the extra stamina is nice because we probably need to do a bit of scavenging. So let's just go ahead and do that 2 or 3 times here. It may actually have been a horrible mistake for me to go for this as aggressively as I was. I could have waited until the drought was over and then done this, and that might actually have been smarter. I didn't think about that. I'm going faster than I did the first time I tried playing through all of this. But I'm hoping if we can just discover enough food, we'll end up being okay. Water-wise, looks like we're so far okay. Now we can afford to construct the wagon, since we don't need any more supplies. So we got through all of that, and then we just need to actually get the heck out of here. So let's evacuate next. Once the wagon is built, we'll get out of here. So all we have to do is hold on a little bit longer. Yeah, we're running out of water, but we don't have to stay here for very long. I'll just take the extra authority now, since we'll just enjoy the extra score as a result. Evacuate the settlement, and done. And that's it. First map done. Not insanely hard. If you've been playing a lot of the side missions, a lot of this is kind of intuitive. You can go into this at Mega Brutal difficulty and just kind of muddy your way through. And as long as you survive the attacks of the zombies, you might be okay. But it does take a bit of planning for the uninitiated. A 5-star victory, though, I would say that's a pretty good start. I feel pretty good about that, and I have a lot more that I need to play in my own time now in order to start unlocking all the new features, and then hopefully show you guys a very exciting campaign. Hope you guys are looking forward to this one. If so, I'd ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.